If I had to choose between Super Mario Odyssey and SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, then I'm going to have to go with SpongeBob. It's hard to pick a definitive favourite mainline Mega Man game, but I'm leaning towards either 4 or 7. Though honestly, I'm not too crazy about any of them. The series pisses me off in too many ways. I prefer having a short range weapon to a blaster that can't hurt enemies that are really close to you. The hit detection for Mega Man himself is wonky and you'll take damage when you thought he was safe, and you have a few too many annoying jumps that require pixel perfection to clear or you fall to your death. I didn't have much fun with Shovel Knight as Shovel Knight, and especially not Plague Knight. I almost had to force myself to play the game as them, but Spectre Knight was a lot more fun. I thought the music was all round rubbish though, and somehow even worse for Spectre Knight's levels. What's the music for King Knight's levels going to sound like? Buffy on Game Boy Color? Aside from the third game, Metal Gear Solid games have always disappointed me in one way or another. They either lose their focus on stealth later on, have too much story and not enough gameplay, or not enough story and structure and become repetitive. MGS3 is the only one to get the balance just right. The Big Lebowski is one of the most boring and unfunny movies I have ever seen, and I'm completely mystified by the cult classic status that surrounds it. I didn't laugh once during the 2-hour runtime and didn't like any characters whatsoever. I will say though, it's impressive how they managed to create an unlikable John Goodman character, cue the also unimaginative "well that's just like your opinion man" responses. I'd rather watch The Big Bang Theory, which I also hate, don't worry. I agree that Mortal Kombat Annihilation is a big pile of shit, but it's so entertaining. The Shining's alright, but I agree with Stephen King, it's not a great adaptation. I think I enjoy admiring the majestic hotel's design more than anything else about it. Read the book, it's way better. Guesthouse Paradiso is one of my favourite movies ever. It gets better and better every time I watch it, and that finale? Perfection. My favourite Indiana Jones movie is The Temple of Doom. I thought Raiders of the Lost Ark was kind of boring, and I didn't think Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was that bad. The Man Who Saved the World, aka Turkish Star Wars, is an absolute must-see. It will make you appreciate every other movie in existence a hell of a lot more, and it's probably the most unintentionally hilarious thing I've ever seen. I don't think this is too unpopular now, but American Dad is way better than Family Guy and has easily been the most consistent adult cartoon of the last decade. I think it definitely got worse once it moved from Fox though, which I think most people agree on. I had a reverse experience with Bob's Burgers from the majority. I liked it when it first started, maybe I felt bad for it because I thought it'd be cancelled after one season, but as time went on I got more and more fed up with it until I eventually stopped watching any new episodes at all. For me to give up on the show before it ends is a rarity. I'm still watching every new episode of The Simpsons for goodness sake, but I just couldn't hack Bob's Burgers anymore. I flip-flop all the time on South Park. Sometimes I love it and there are many awesome episodes, but other times I can't stand it and how some people actually use it as a basis for their political views. It's a very hit and miss show, which is understandable when each episode is written and produced so quickly. The modern episodes try far too hard to squeeze in as many different storylines that ultimately lead to nothing. At this point, I only really like the games. I prefer the real Ghostbusters TV show to the two movies. I love Bill Murray, but the movies focus way too much time on Venkman's boring love life instead of actual ghosts and such. But the TV series cut out all that crap and utilises ghosts much better with its Monster of the Day format. Also, there's nothing wrong with Extreme Ghostbusters. I liked it as much as the original series. I think the name just puts people off. I could never fully articulate just how much I detest Top Cat with all my being. It makes me so depressed. Stacey Slater / Fowler from EastEnders is my least favourite fictional character ever. She's rude, annoying, treats even those closer to her like dirt, is a serial cheater, has done many terrible things, and yet is very judgmental of others when they screw up, and we're expected to feel sorry for her when bad things happen to her. And characters in the series and fans alike think she's so wonderful. People even blame the writers whenever she does something shitty. Nothing is ever her fault. I would say she could kill someone and people would still defend her, but oops, that ship sailed long ago. My hope is that one day, the unwritten you kill you die rule of EastEnders will finally catch up to her, but if anyone's going to get away with it, it's her. She is the absolute worst.